Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Road to 100K, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Boom, boom. Let's get it, man. So we rolling, we rolling, we rolling. Shout out to everybody who leave a comment, man. Everybody who leave a like, everybody who share these videos, everybody who like these videos, everybody that's a part of TBP. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. And all you funny cats in the comments, man. Y'all really, really funny. Some of y'all be dropping some old, some shots. Y'all be throwing some shots at your boy, but it's all good. Shout out to the person who said, I thought that was real funny. It, you know, got some truth to it too, but it was real funny. Whoever said that comment said, take a shot every time Banky say, man, then you'll be drunk. You'll be drunk before the video over. That was funny. But as I told you, I use the word man because I try to take the word, you know, the N-word out of my vocabulary. So man replaced that because I used to say the N-word a lot when I was young. But I try to replace that. But you probably correct. So salute to you. It's all good. It's all fun. Banky can take a joke, you know. But if I knew you, I'd give you a joke right back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's all good. It's all love. This video right here, I just wanted to drop this on y'all. Something small about, you know, me thinking about Mecklenburg, man, and being in that hole in Mecklenburg. It was it was very, very eventful. You know, as I told y'all before, at that time, you know, my incarceration, Mecklenburg was the worst of the worst. Mecklenburg was before the Wallace Ridge, Red Onion, King Mountain, River North, all of this stuff, Sussex 1, Sussex 2. Mecklenburg was the be-all, the end-all. That's where you going when you just out of control. You can't, you know, get right. They gonna send you to Mecklenburg, and they got some people there that'll help you get right, because they was brutal, man. They was brutal. I think Mecklenburg invented the TAC team, man. They had that TAC team to run down on you, put that work on you. You know, they gonna have on the Ninja Turtle suits, the nightsticks, all of this stuff. So they gonna come get you when you deemed uncontrollable. And they had a little thing on Mecklenburg that once they make the call for them to come get you, then that's it. You know, normally on other places, when they come to get you, or they make the call and saying this going on, that's going on, you out of control, they call the people to come get you, you can still turn around and cuff up when they get there. You can say, okay, all right, well, you ain't trying to rumble them, you ain't trying to fight, you ain't trying to get hurt, you know, because they're going to be about 10, 15 deep with all of this gear and stuff on, and you just, you know, just you know. So I done seen them jump on cats that weigh 110, 115 pounds. It don't make them no difference. They gonna be trying to hurt you because it's like they probably ain't never beat nobody else up in their whole life. So, you know, they gonna be trying to give you the business, you know, like they real tough guys, and they got, you know, all of them against you, and you isolated at that. So, and they got on all this gear, and you know, so that's the odds against you right there. But you got a many cats that went up against them odds, you know, including yours truly. So, you know, thank God I ain't, you know, lose no teeth or lose no limbs or nothing like that, because I know a whole lot of people who have, you know, broken bones and some more stuff. All inflicted by yours truly, you know, Mecklenburg TAC team. So when you in the hole up there though, you know, you locked up and, you know, segregation, and people be back there, and people have been back there for a long periods of time. I'm talking about years, decades even. And, you know, some people get to the point where they, you know, they used to it now. So this is how they live. They do their bit back there. They get jobs back there. They working. You know, they come out their cell way more often than anybody else because you in seg. So they got to come out to work. And, you know, they got comfortable doing their bit there for whatever reason. You know, some of them may feel like, you know, it's more safer back there because they can move around by themselves versus being out there on that yard on Mecklenburg where it's all the wolves reside, you know. All of the wolves reside out there on Mecklenburg on that yard. So, you know, whatever the case may be, you had some dudes who worked back there and they stayed back there and have been back there for a long time. But in the same time, even though we in isolation, even though we locked up back there in your cell, you know, for the most part, 24 hours a day, it be going down back there, man. Anything you could think of, floods, fires, stabbings. Yes, I did say stabbings. Dudes have got stabbed back there in segregation. Stabbings, assaults, I mean, you name it, man. It happens back there. It goes down. And, you know, two incidents that I got on the top of my brain that I wanted to speak of. And like I said before this video is over, you let me know if y'all want to know some more about some of the things that goes on in the hole on Mecklenburg opposed to on the yard, because it's a whole lot that goes on the yard. But y'all let me know. But the two incidents that I'm thinking about in particular that I wanted to discuss today that you know was just like super crazy to me was one was with this dude. He was bucking back there, and what I mean by bucking is when you just refusing to do what they're telling you to do for whatever reason. You feel violated. You feel like you in your rights, or you want to speak to somebody. You need some help, and they ain't trying to give it to you. Whoever the floor officer is, so you stand your ground. You put 10 toes in the dirt and say, nah, I ain't going for it. Nah, not today. Not today. We not gonna have it today. And that. You get a lot of opportunities and a lot of reasons to do that, because when you back there in the hole, they drag you. I mean, when I tell you drag you, they drag you, like hook you up to the back of the truck and tie you up, man, and just drive from out. They drag you. You can need things back there. You can be suffering back there. You can be sick back there, and you can be asking for help, and they just walk right on by you, ignore you. Don't pay you no mind because of the simple fact that you behind the door and they know you can't do nothing. You completely powerless, and they know that, and they take advantage of that. They be lazy. They work that floor. They don't want to do nothing for you. They don't want to, do their job. They don't want to, help you in any kind of way, and that can create a whole lot of frustration and a whole lot of resentment in the dude for them, whoever working the floor. And then you might get one of them officers that work the floor, they like this all the time. You already know when they on the shift, then this is how it's going down. This is what it is. And man, you be dreading to see them come to work. And so, I can remember, man, the food, when they feed that food, I can remember, man, they feed that food. That's one of the times that most of the things pop off. Number one, we eating some straight dog food. But in the same breath, that's all we got to eat because we in the hole. We ain't got nothing else. So you gonna have to eat it or you gonna starve to death. So in the event that they have anything that's remotely edible or that tastes remotely good, then dudes want to make sure they get their tray, they get what's supposed to be on the tray, the portions they're supposed to have on the tray, everything they're supposed to have on it. If you don't, because they be making the trays and they subject to flaws too. You might not have your dessert on your tray, or you might just have half of what you're supposed to have on your tray. Your tray might not have the main course on. Anything can be wrong with the tray. Now, granted, you do got dudes that'll run game and say, because they starving back there, they might say, scrape something off the tray real fast and put it back up there and say, man, I ain't had this on the tray. And they make it see that it's been scraped off or whatever. Or dudes might just wipe it off with a napkin right quick and just say they ain't have it. A la Big Preem. Y'all remember Big Preem? So dudes may do that as well. But also, dudes have legitimate gripes about them trays because sometimes they don't be right. So this particular incident, I can remember the dude was complaining about his tray. And he was saying he had something on it. And they was like, man, I checked all the trays that was on it. I ain't trying to hurry, because for the most part, they don't want to call back to the kitchen. They don't want to do no extra work. So they ain't trying to hurry it anyway. This officer that was on the floor at this time was, I remember him well, man. He was a big dude. And the reason why I really remember him, because he actually had a cousin that was active in the NBA at the time. This officer's last name was Tisdale. and his cousin played in the NBA. I think his name was Wayman Tisdale, and he actually played in the NBA. And he used to brag about it all the time. So that's how we knew all the situation. But he, thought he was privileged. He thought he was bad because he was a big old dude or whatever too. So he thought he was a tough guy. And usually when he worked the floor, he run his mouth. He ain't gonna do nothing for you. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? So dude was arguing about his trade, so he complaining about it. He like, man, this ain't on my trade. This ain't, like, man, I ain't trying to hurt. I take the trades, whatever. I ain't trying to hurt. You ain't getting no another trade. So dude said, nah, you got to get the supervisor. You got to get somebody. I'm telling you what's wrong. He said, I ain't getting nobody. You ain't getting no another trade. So dude keep his arm out the slot. Now, mind you, we got a slot probably about this big where they put the trays in. They got the key, they open it, they put the tray in there, you get the tray, they come back, pick the tray up later, blah, blah, blah. So he done stuck his whole arm and hang his whole arm up the slot like this, so the dude can't close the slot. So he telling him he not gonna take his arm out the slot until you get a supervisor over here, because you ain't trying to do your job and the tray ain't right, so I want to see the supervisor. So he keep telling him, get your arm out the slot, man. I'm going to close the slot. He like, I ain't getting my arm out the slot. You know what I'm saying? You get the supervisor over here. So he's telling him, by the time I pick up all these trays, man, you better have your arm out the slot. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? He said, if I don't, what? He said, man, get your arm out the slot. I'm telling you, I ain't getting no supervisor. Get your arm out the slot. Dude, like, man, F you, I ain't getting my arm out the slot, man. You know what I'm saying? Who you talking to? Who you think you talking to? Get a supervisor over here. You don't want to do your job. Blah, blah, blah. So they going back and forth. So he gets all the trays up and he goes back to dude sale because he the only one ain't got his tray closed because he got his arm out the slot. So he keep on telling him get his arm out the slot. So they sitting there arguing. So he down looking up at him through the tray slot with his arm out there like, man, get a supervisor over here. You ain't trying to do your job, man. Get a suit. So he arguing with him, say, look, man, I ain't trying to hurt that. You don't run me. You don't tell me how to do my job. I know how I'm doing my job. Get your arm in the slot. He said, I ain't getting nothing in there. So then they started calling each other names. He disrespecting him. So Tisdale going out above and beyond outside your job, because even though a dude cussing you, even though he disrespecting you, you still in a professional position. You supposed to maintain, your composure. That's not your job to be going back and forth cussing. He calling you the B word, you calling him the B word, blah, blah, blah. So he telling him like, yeah, man, you running your mouth. You act like you built like that. You ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? You act like that because the door's closed and you got a uniform on and blah, blah, blah. So Tisdale like, man, even if the doors won't close, I ain't had this uniform on. You can't do nothing with me. He telling him, man, I F you up. You ain't nothing. You a P-U-S-S-Y. You ain't nothing. But you that. You know that. Your mama. No, your mama. You know what I'm saying? So they going back and forth like some high school stuff. So dude get so mad that he got his arm out the slot like this. Now he pull his arm back in, but he holding on to the tray slot like that still. So, he can't close it. So he calling Tisdale names, Tisdale calling his name. The only reason he pulled his arm out and holding it like this so he can stand up and be face to face with Tisdale talking through, the window version instead of talking through the slot. So now he holding on to the slot like this, and he arguing with Tisdale, and then he talking about Tisdale mama, and Tisdale talking about his mama. Then it's F your kids and F your kids, whatever. So Tisdale yelling and screaming, he yelling and screaming. So then Tisdale tell him, man, I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm telling you, get your hand off the slot. He tells him, man, F you. Tisdale said, F you. He said, F your mama. He said, F your mama. Tisdale said, he said, F your kids. Tisdale said, what? He said, you heard what I said? Man, Tisdale reached back, man, and he looked, I don't know, he big old country bama. He might have wore a size 13 or something. But he kicked the slot. And as he kicked the slot, I guess dude was trying to pull his hand back because he seen him cock his feet back. But he kicked the slot. And when he kicked the slot, man, he caught his hand on the slot. And I'm assuming from the pressure from them big country boots and his big body and the slot, the way it was, man, they chopped the dude index finger off and almost severed this finger right here. I'm talking about chopped this joint off and almost severed this one. Yeah, it was just insane. It was like, and that's all you heard was the screeching holler. He screaming, my finger, my finger. And it's crazy. And then Tisdale closed the slide. Bang! Man, everybody back there going crazy. It's pure pandemonium. It's like, man, he done chopped his finger off. He done chopped his finger off. is crazy. Now Tisdale has no choice but to call somebody. And he called somebody, man, dude in there with his finger on the floor, the other one dangling, and he in his cell in pure, horror and pain. And Tisdale called the people, man, all the people come over there, medical come over there, then this is how they do you too. Now all this going on, they see the man finger going and all this, they get the man finger up, put it on some ice, then they trying to make the man turn around and get cuffed up before they open the door. The man missing the finger, man, what do you want him to do? You know what I'm saying? So he got to go through all of that because they still scared. You know what I'm saying? With all of their advantages or whatever, they still scared. So they get the dude, man, out there, man, put him in a wheelchair, man, wheel him on over to medical or whatever, man. But he lost a finger and almost another one messing with Tisdale, and Tisdale kicked that slot. And the crazy part about it, the moral of this story is Tisdale ain't even get fired. Yeah, Tisdale didn't even get fired. To the best of our knowledge of what we can see, he was still at work. They end up taking old boy to the hospital, whatever, lost his finger, trying to attach the finger back on, and then they moved him because the reason why they probably moved him because he probably, put a lawsuit in on him. But from the optical and the eyesight, Tisdale was still at work. He was still there, still running his mouth, still acting like he was a tough guy, more or less bragging about the situation and everything, man. It was crazy. And this is Mecklenburg for you, This is what you up against. This is the administration. This is how they coming at you. I'm telling you, they was brutalizing cats back there. Brutalizing. I'm talking about is incident after incident that I either seen, heard about, or know about. And this is how they carried it on Mecklenburg. So this is what you up against. It's like they had different rules and regulations because of the simple fact that they know everybody that came there more or less came from being out of control or either a valid act or whatever. So it's like they giving them carte blanche to do what they want to do to us. So with that being said, that the dudes had to get in that type of frame of mind, like if we got to deal with them or we got to go up against them, then you better try to get yours off because they gonna get theirs off. So that created a deadly environment, a deadly, transaction, a deadly, rapport with each other. So it was crazy, and man, that dude lost a finger and severed almost another one. Man, just knowing that alone, I couldn't, man. Woo! I would have been a maniac. I would have been a maniac if every time I'd have been a maniac. I would have been a maniac because I just can't imagine. It was just vicious, man. And it's things like that that'll make you, it'll turn you into a man. Because you like, man, I done came to prison and lost my finger over a CO and he's still working? Shh. Hey, crazy stuff, man. Crazy situations. And I seen some stuff back there. In that hole on Mecklenburg, man. I remember they had this female. She was the rec supervisor. She was in control of the gym. They had, I don't know what you call it, the gym. It really wasn't the gym. They called it the rec room. But in the rec room, they had a pool table, heavy bag, couple of games back there, I think they had foosball and some other type of game. Whereas we was allowed to go to the rec room probably, depending on the building you was in, if I remember correctly, probably like once a week, or something like that. Shout out to Derek S. You might know these stories because you might have been there during these times. Probably once a week we was able to go to the rec room, and I know if you was there, I know you remember this person, Elaine. I think her name was Elaine, and the reason why I remember her name because she was a very attractive woman. And when I say attractive and say penitentiary in the same breath, it's like an oxymoron. Because trust me when I tell you, most of the penitentiary women are not attractive. No offense, just being honest. But she was an attractive woman, not just for the penitentiary, just out in public. She would have been an attractive woman. And she had a good personality. She was a cool and easy to talk to, especially working for the DOC, to the best of my recollection. And I never had a problem with her. And she always, for the most part, got along with everybody. but she had a real nice body and she was attractive. So, you know, and dudes is locked up. So you already know the dynamics of that. Everybody is going to try to be friendly with it because everybody going to think they got a shot, or everybody going to shoot their shot, one or the other. So, and like I said, but she was a good person, you know, from a personality standpoint. I can remember being in the hole in Segregation on Mecklenburg. I know, boy, it's me. And I can remember her coming around because she had to come around in Seg sometime too, you know, because we in Seg, she the rec person. So we in Seg, we locked up, we don't have none. So sometimes they may come around and they may bring decks of cards or tic-tac-toe games. It's a little something to bring us back there because dudes is locked up. You ain't got nothing else. It ain't nothing coming on. You ain't got no TV. You ain't got no radio. You ain't got nothing. So she'll come around and check and see what dudes need from the rec joint every now and then and see if she could give us something. So when she's walking through there now, mind you, we in Segregation. So we in Segregation, you know, you're away from everybody most of the time on Mecklenburg to the best of my recollection. They very rarely put females back there to work because, you know, the gunning game is going to be off the chain, you know what I'm saying? So very rarely, only if they had to, I guess, because of how many people was at work or the shift dynamics or whatever that may be. But so when she do come on the floor, you know, if it's 12 sales in there, then you know it's 12 dudes on the door like this, you know, looking at Elaine walking through the block. So sometimes they would have the slots open for cleaning, or they may have the slots open because they get ready to feed. So at this point in time, when Elaine come around, the slots was open. So she going from cell to cell, asking dudes, do they need anything, blah, blah, blah. So when she get to this one particular cell, she was talking to the dude, and the cells are close to each other. Some cells are like right beside each other. Some cells are like that far apart. But the ones that's this close to each other, you could be at this slot talking to somebody, but you're literally within a arm's reach from the other slot. So she's standing there talking to the dude, and then she get ready to walk away, and the dude say something else, so she stopped. So now she's talking to this dude at this slot, but she's right directly in front of this slot. So when she right in front of this slot, the dude that was in this slot sticks his hand out and rubs her on the vagina, right? She bags up and she's like, what? I can't, okay, oh, okay, all right. Do it again. Go ahead. You like that, didn't you? Go ahead, do it again. So she steps back up to the other slot, and you can't really hear what he's saying, but she's like, no, go ahead, you can do it again. Go ahead, do it again. He sticks his hand out there like a donkey, a donkey, and tries to do it again. And when he does that, she has an ink pen, and she says, "Ma!" and stabbed him right in his hand. And he screamed like the bandages, like he got hit with a thunderbolt or something. Bam! And she said, "Yeah, that's what you get. Put your hand out here. Put your hand on me. I don't know who you think I am. Don't disrespect me like that. You MF, you da 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 da. Yeah, put it out there again. You want to try it again? Huh? Come on, touch it again. Reach out here again." And he in there just screaming and hollering, man. And everybody's on the gate. And they like, oh my God, she just stabbed him in the hand. You know what I'm saying? And this happens right now. We in prison. Now this happened. This is supposed to be a major event. This is supposed to be an incident report, man. They supposed to come in there, whoop them, lock them up, do all this, do all that, call medical, take them to medical, this, that, and the third. Man, Elaine ain't say nothing. You know, Elaine ain't say nothing. After she finished cussing him out, she continued to do her rounds, went up, did the rounds on the top, and come on and roll on out the joint. He laid up in there, hands swollen, bleeding. It done puffed up. He might get an infection. Anything. I know it's not funny, but I'm just thinking about it. But he don't want to say nothing because she ain't say nothing. If he say something, he know he gonna get a sexual assault charge. He going to a street court. Might get some more time. The people gonna come in there and brutalize him. They gonna beat him. He probably get some broken bones. You know, you done touched a female at that. So they gonna be trying to impress her like, oh, he did what? And you know, so they gonna try to get in good with her. And they gonna try to do a little extra to you. So it just was a crazy dynamic. So he's scared to tell. So he in there just suffering and in pain because he don't want to say nothing because he don't want the repercussions that's gonna come behind. Now, what possessed him to stick his hand out there and try to touch her is beyond me, you, and everybody else. But that's exactly what he did, and he paid the price for it. And it won't no paperwork behind it. It won't nothing going on behind it. And it was what it was. But many dudes have tried Elaine and have came to the conclusion that they shouldn't have tried her, but because she was feisty when you push her. But other than that, she was kind. Always smile, always talk to you, always was courteous. Ain't disrespect you. Ain't really like talk down to you like a lot of administration heads would. But she didn't really do that. But I can remember that jump, man. And dude, I don't know what it ended up happening to his hand. Whether it just, I don't know if it healed on itself or whatever. But I do know for a fact, Elaine took that ink pen and put it through his hand right there in the hole on Mecklenburg. You know, these type of things was going on in Seg. And you in Seg, you thinking like, well, you isolated from everything else, so you isolated from all the drama, all this and all that, because you in your cell all day and everybody else is in their cell. Man, it was still going down in Seg on Mecklenburg. You can believe that it was happening. Yeah, it was happening in Mecklenburg, in Seg. It was going down. Many incidents back there. Many things that you see in Seg on Mecklenburg that you may not see in Seg anywhere else. Although I have seen some other things in other Segs. But Mecklenburg was unique in itself. It was going down back there. Like I said, you know, blood, bones, limbs, everything in Seg on Mecklenburg. Anyway, I just wanted to drop this on y'all. I wanted to share this with y'all. Let y'all tell me what y'all think. If you want to know some more about Seg on Mecklenburg, you let me know. And I will gladly share it with y'all. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Like this video if you like it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you want to hear some more about these type of stories in Mecklenburg. And we're going to keep it moving forward, man. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing. Road to 100K. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. I need to stop clapping my hands too, because somebody said in the comments that they wearing the earphones, it hurts their ears. So I read the comments, just so y'all know. I read the comments. I try to read each and every one of them. And even if I just give you a heart sign, that means I read it and I paid attention to it. Even if I don't leave a comment, because it may be a lot of them, and I don't have that much time. So just know that I read them all. So whatever you want to say to me, if you say it in the comments, I'm more than likely going to read it. And I don't have someone else reading them. I'm reading them myself. So leave a comment, leave a like. Tell a friend and tell a friend about what we got going on over here so we can build this thing up. We're trying to get to 100K and then beyond. We want to spread this positive energy all over the world. We want to spread this awareness so these young kings and queens can know what they're facing. If they throw their life away out here on this streets, it may not be as beautiful out here today as it was yesterday. But just always remember that you can change your circumstances each and every day while you're out here. You are not afforded that opportunity when you submit your freedom. So please stay free, young kings and queens. Please spread this message. Please share these videos. Please let these young people know not to get locked up. It is brutal, it is vicious, and it is unforgiving. Unforgiving. So I feel blessed and humbled each and every day to be out here to give y'all this information. Hopefully y'all will use this information. Hopefully y'all will share this information. And as I always say, there's a lesson. There's a blessing in every lesson. And the blessing is that I'm giving it to you. You do not have to live it. You do not have to experience it. You do not ever have to be in this position. All you have to do is be safe, be smart, and make good decisions. And I'm sure if y'all listening to us, and I'm sure if you're around any TBP supporter, then you will get this message. So y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time. And as always, y'all know you got the duck. Boom, 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 boom. That hook, it can come at any time from anywhere. Salute. TBP, we out here. Salute. There.
The Banky Special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.